Good day to all of you. We are back. Sorry for a few delays. Anyway, we are trying out a new format that we'll see for a while how it goes. So I'll be recording short reviews of certain matches when and if they finish. And when they finish, I will be just uploading my instant reaction as well as some analysis of the match, especially if I've seen it onto the channel. Now, as far as the match today is concerned, that is the England Sri Lanka game, I'll not be posting that because I'm not watching it. So if anyone expected me to watch that and review that, no, that's not happening. I'm not watching that match, although it seems to be an interesting one. But anyway, that's something that I'm not going to be watching. Maybe a few WPL games also will follow. I know the responses on the first video have been a little minimal, but it's fine. These things will pick up as and when the frequency increases. So I'm not too concerned about that. Anyway, so let's actually finish with the ODI series, because I think there are a few issues that we need to take up as far as Indian batting is concerned. And let's be very clear. I think apart from Harshit Rana, Nitish Kumar Reddy, and the obvious Virat, right? I didn't see anyone cover themselves in any glory as far as batting was concerned. And I'm fundamentally beginning to believe that the three format batting era, as we had already discussed, it's dying. Now it's becoming more and more of a problem, because today, as we just speak, Gill got out for a duck in the Ranji Trophy game. Gill got out for a duck in the red ball game. He wasn't in great form in the white ball, but ODIs are his best format, so he still managed 250s in the series. But in the third game, he was found wanting yet again. And then his test match game didn't translate well to the T20 game in the Australia series. So we are seeing the mix and match problem happening all over again. And this is not an easy problem to resolve. And this is not an easy problem to work around either, because the fundamental nature of the difference of his technique was brought out by Ashwin. So go to Ashwin's Twitter and his YouTube channel. He'll actually explain it in vivid detail how Gill's back foot and his back lift of the bat are different for three different formats. So for the white ball, he takes a few more liberties. For the red ball, he takes lesser liberties. This is obvious, but it's something that he observed and pointed out within like 10 minutes of watching him bat in the two formats, right? So this is something that Ash Anna pointed out. And I was immediately thinking, okay, so clearly there are issues because people cannot transfer themselves from one format mindset to another that quickly. And when you do that, issues will begin to occur. So I'm not sure how to put this, but there seems to be a very good case for having a practice game in between all of these formats, or having a practice game impromptu somewhere outside of television cameras or something, because you cannot transfer your skill set instantly from one format to the other that quickly. I mean, maybe the best of the best can do it, but not everyone is that level. And Gill, who is supposedly one of India's best players to an extent, yes, I'll agree, is not able to do that effectively. So what is your take on this? I was seeing this. This was an obvious
Or
problem.
Gill isn't as good as people say he is. Simple as that.
Yes,
Gill,
I would agree with that too. Yes.
multiple times he's been on his career has been on a teetering edge. He's just been made captain now, so he feels secure in every format. But otherwise, there's no basis for his security. Before he was made captain against England, his
Yes.
career was on a teetering edge. Let's be clear.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
there's nothing that he
Especially
did
after
against
the
New
PGT.
Zealand or in Australia that should have alleviated that problem, other than having a reputation and the sense of backing of the board, because they feel that there's enough there. I mean, I really thought Ashwin was raising a defense for Gill that doesn't exist. Honestly, I'm going to tell you that. This problem of Gill's backlift has existed forever. It existed when he was playing slower T20, slower ODI.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's been dropped once in his career for this same problem. Simple
Yeah.
incoming delivery gets him out. There's a very simple incoming delivery, by the way, in that second
Yeah.
ODI.
Yeah, yeah. It was not
Simple one.
even a big inseamer or anything like
Yeah,
that. This should have been defended.
and where it bounces, you should be covering that angle anyway. A 0.65 degree, if you can't cover, boss, then what is your defensive technique here?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So
This
he's
wasn't a
pointing
Wasim Akram
to
delivery.
his
Yes.
hand and this and that and whatever. Way. Come on, man. I mean, you can't, if your mind doesn't click to realize the danger, then it just doesn't, the technique isn't there. And who's to say that Jaiswal won't succeed across formats? He just doesn't get a chance.
That's
You know,
there.
right? I'm not so sure. Perhaps you're right. I'm not going to dispute this. Look, Abhishek revolutionizes T20 batting, right, to such a
Yeah,
degree
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I also look at him as a complete outlier for world cricket, right? He's behaving in T20 the way Sehwag was in Test cricket.
Yes,
Yes, you
yes.
can make. Yes, there are a lot of batsmen in world cricket who will make 85 or 35, but there are very, very few who will do this for 8, 10, 12, 15 innings in their career. Yeah, this guy
Yeah.
seems to do it with a regularity that's astonishing. It's absolutely astonishing,
And in a
right?
five-match T20 series, you can expect at least 2 to 3 innings from him like this. Like he'll
That's
fail
what I'm
in
going to
another
say.
two
That's
innings.
what I'm going to say. That doesn't mean everybody else is doing it or everybody else can do it with the same frequency. And that
They
doesn't
don't.
mean that Gill wouldn't have the space, for example, to make, say, a 20 ball 20 and then a 50 ball, 30 ball 50 in
Yeah,
T20s.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, or maybe I'm being a little too generous there, but say a 15 ball 20 and a 30 ball 50.
Yeah,
Right? And a 30
yeah.
ball 50 you can still live with. You can still live with. That's still 10 and over. You're still batting 10
10
and
and
over.
over. Yes, yes, yes.
So that's okay. So it's not as if you can't do that. It's just bad batting, bro. It's bad batting outside of those very uh, dull pitches in England. It's been bad batting by Gill. So Gill is not
Yes,
to me the nomad I would look at. But what you point out, right? This is why I don't want to give that excuse to Gill's generation because they've still grown up with a lot of cricket. That was
yes,
all format cricket and where techniques
yes,
were really tested and drilled into them. That is why
yes,
Jaiswal has reasonably good technique, right?
yes,
And there are a lot of other young cricketers who have reasonably good techniques, and you can see them; they're
yes.
visible.
But with
I-
Suryavanshi's generation,
that's right. That generation. I mean, Suryavanshi. When you look at him trying to play even the ODIs in the Under 19 World Cup, mother of God, the guy has just no chill. There. Just no chill,
also
right?
he looks more uncomfortable when he tries to defend the ball than when he's trying to hook it for six. Let's
Yeah,
just put it
and
that
this
way.
shit will
Just
catch up. This will catch up. I have no doubt the sport hasn't changed so much that you can just look. Eventually, what are we looking at? We're looking at hyper aggressive batsmen in Test cricket, ending with lower
yes,
average. Right?
yes, yeah,
Great innings in between because the chance pays off for you, and because the chance pays off, the hype machine kicks in, and suddenly you're a baller, you're a this, you're a that. If you had another 50 games, you don't get to play another 50 games, brother, because your overall record didn't allow you to play 50 more games.
unless you're Ollie Pope.
Yeah. There are three in England's top six who are 35 or below average. 35 or below average for the in the history of this game has been ghar jao, yaar. You don't get to be in a top six anywhere.
Except in one era. Except in one era, not this era. I'm talking about one era before the Jack
So
Hobbs era.
it's
But yes,
immaterial,
that
right?
was an
It's
extreme era.
immaterial. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know about Gill per se. ODI. Firstly, this is a really disappointing ODI loss.
The third
Uh,
one, yes.
no, the series loss. By the way, this
Yes,
was
yes.
3-0, but for a Daryl Mitchell dropped catch. Mitchell dropped Rana in the first ODI
First ODI, yeah, yeah, yeah. He did,
when
he
we
did.
needed when the gap between ball and runs was about 12. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
And Rana then hits a six and a four. And below
yeah,
Rana, there wasn't a lot going on, especially with Washi injured.
yeah,
Right? Washi
yeah,
couldn't have run. So if you get Washi, then the entire innings opens up, and then God bless you with Rahul in a pressure
yeah,
situation.
yeah.
Right? So it could have been anything. It could have really easily been 3-0. That is very, very shockingly disappointing,
Yeah.
given that your top order on the whole played well, made runs. Let's not pretend that making hundreds is imperative in every inning for the top three. It's not. It's just madness to think that it is. And you've got enough runs from your top three every time. You've got your starts. You should be able to move on from here. You should be able to go through the gears from
Yeah.
here, right? Uh, and you have a non-existent bowling lineup, is what I would call it. Like there's nothing in that
No,
bowling.
the Pacers, I can see some growth, but anyway, we'll come to the bowling lineup later. But
Oh, they
actually,
didn't
I
even
was
have
not.
Santner. They didn't even play Santner for God's sake.
Yeah, yeah, that's there. But leave Santner aside. That was a
No,
different matter.
again, all I'm saying is that's the kind of bowling lineup
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
your batsmen in their home conditions should be able to put under the kind of pressure where they crumble. And I've seen this through the 90s and 2000s when Indian teams used to be able to do this like just flick a switch and destroy certain kinds of bowlers, and we would take that as and we just presume that that bowler too young, couldn't handle India, doesn't have a
Yeah,
great career, maybe has a 2 year, 3 year good patch in between, and then fades away. But didn't have the talent for India. Boss, he didn't have it because you destroyed him. You
yeah,
destroyed
yeah,
him,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You couldn't do it here. Virat could do it for patches of every inning. You couldn't. The rest of them couldn't do it. Okay.
One more
Uh,
thing I realized. One more thing I realized. I want to
that's the batting
bring up.
side. The bowling side hasn't been great either.
Yeah, yeah. We'll come to the bowling later, but the batting side isn't spotless. I'll just bring your attention to a few
Oh
things.
no,
So
no,
first,
it's far from spotless.
yeah,
Far
yeah.
from.
Firstly, let's keep Virat aside. Virat deserves no criticism whatsoever. He's batting like he's 10 years younger right now. The 2016 to 2026 parallels are way too strong. They're scaring me a bit, but essentially, let's keep Virat aside. You're a god, my dear fellow. Please. Once you leave us, we are fucked. I'm telling you. We are straight up fucked. The dude is irreplaceable. So let's leave Virat aside. The rest. Now let's come to the others. Rohit, I seriously started seeing some problems with his
I'll tell you right now,
shots.
he's not making the 27 World Cup. Jaiswal
Jaiswal
has to
should
be.
be in. Yes, yes, yes. Agreed.
I'll see it today already. They can play another 5-10 games with him if they want, but don't fucking take it to March 2027 before you
No, no,
decide
no,
that
no, no, no,
you have to
no,
get rid
no.
of it.
He's done this year. He's done this year. In my opinion, he should be done this year because the manner of his dismissals, like I was seeing the way Virat got dismissed. See, in the first ODI when Virat got dismissed, he was trying to hit an aggressive shot and it just didn't come off, but he's 93, so it is understandable. But look at the way Virat got dismissed at mid-off, whereas how Rohit got dismissed at mid-off. Virat hit a flat drive, like he powered it 5 yards left or right, that's 4.
Yeah,
Rohit
what
hit a
what
fly
you're
ball.
essentially referring to is that famous Rohit touch shot that used to
Yeah,
be the
yeah, yeah,
easy, light, lofted touch shot that would
yeah, yeah,
go
yeah. That's gone.
miles,
That's gone.
whether deep four or a six is gone.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's an
that's
integral
gone.
part of his game. And you can give him what, 2, 3 ODIs, 4 ODIs to go discover it again. But after that, you can't. Or they have just decided that they will not turn back, which seems to be a real problem under the Gambhir era. Because once they back, they back. Bas, khatam. You know?
Which is the same issue with McCullum, but let's keep those parallels aside for a moment.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what
not
I'm saying.
willing to open that can of worms. But anyway, so that is the Rohit problem. Gill, let's be very clear. Those 250s were actually disappointments for him because in the first ODI, he basically gets out right after the drinks break, trying to loft over the infield to a ball that's not there. He could have taken his time. There was no hurry. The run rate wasn't an issue in the first ODI. Second ODI, he makes this familiar problem. The pull shot on the half foot. I'll call it a half foot because he's neither front nor back. He goes
The
straight to the
23
man.
World
Like,
Cup final dismissal, same
yeah, yeah,
shot.
same shot, same shot, same shot,
This
same shot.
shot bothers the life out of me, man. Who the fuck told you you are the only batsman in all of cricketing history good enough to play a pull shot without any swivel? Your body momentum is what creates the power and control in a pull shot. Otherwise, how do you get power
Also,
and control in a pull shot?
also, if you observe closely, he's neither on the front or the back foot. I'll call it a
No,
half
you
foot.
see, foot placement, Sima, is about where you want to connect with the ball. I get that. But how do
Yeah,
you ensure power every time? You cannot without.
exactly. You have to have a follow through. You have to have a follow through.
And you have to have the swivel. It's the how does
Yeah,
Rohit do it? He does it from the front foot, right? He pulls so often from the front foot.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's the swivel that creates the space and the power and the lift.
yeah,
How would it
yeah,
kind of? I mean, when it comes off, it looks like such an arrogant, the ability to play world class bowlers at gully level,
yeah,
gully cricket
yeah.
level. But my God, it's a risky shot. Why would you keep
Very,
doing
very.
this?
Yeah, that's
And
one.
you're not playing
And
this in South Africa, bro.
yeah, yeah, you are not playing that way in South Africa. Let's be very clear, even on their ODI pitches. Then I was looking at Iyer. Iyer first match was fine. It's fine. Look, first match back 49. He gave a good account of himself. The next two games, let's just say the third match was what irritated me more than most. Like, just 2 wickets have fallen, that there is an issue, very well what you have to do, Virat is there with you, and considering how Kohli played the rest of the innings, exactly what he was capable of. If you are hitting a shot on the up to a ball that isn't there, you have to power it through. He didn't have the power. for that over the mid-on shot. Usually he gets that right. So I was looking at that shot and going, were you sure that you could hit that? Like, I don't disagree with the
No,
shot. I
it's
disagree with
bad
how
shot
well you
selection.
executed.
It's bad shot
Yeah,
selection
yeah,
in a
it's a
certain sense.
bad
But
shot
but
selection.
in a
Yeah,
third ODI, bro, it's what I keep saying, right? In India, you can chase
yeah,
anything, except when the team batting first goes par plus 10, 15, 20. And on
yeah,
that
yeah.
pitch, 337 was high. It was high.
It was
You know,
slightly higher than what
up to
was. Yeah,
310, 315, it was in range. I think 320 might even have been in range. 337 was a little high. And I
yeah,
think it was the pressure of that got to them
yeah,
because for whatever reason, while Rohit tried to go back to his old school batting, right? Like to start slow and then to
yeah, yeah,
accelerate
yeah, yeah.
later
Yeah.
on,
That doesn't
creating
work.
that run rate pressure early on. And Gill was doing
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same. He's penetrating them in infield either. See, that's where the Tendulkar Ganguly partnership used to have something slightly different, which is they were boundary hitters, but they were along the ground boundary hitters
yeah,
a lot, right? Because they used to keep
yeah,
playing those
yeah,
classical test match shots and piercing the field as much as you could. These
yeah,
guys don't pierce the field; they have to go above the field a lot. Like
yeah,
how many times did you keep going to either Glenn Phillips or the cover?
yeah,
Glenn Phillips or the
yeah,
cover. Keep hitting them.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
that extra cover. You just keep hitting them. You
yeah,
don't
yeah.
find that gap. That's a problem, man. That's a
No,
real
the
problem.
exception was
And
Kohli. The
I'll tell you,
exception was Kohli.
no,
The
of course,
exception
Kohli is
was
not the point. Kohli is not the description here, right? Kohli is not in the description here.
yeah,
You have the example of the T20 team, which has gone to become such a phenomenal team because you back the younger players with their skill set and with an idea.
yeah,
Why wouldn't you try and look at this in the ODI team as well? Because you have enough time and enough ODIs to get ready
yeah.
for the World.
See, for me, Rohit's spot is definitely up for discussion. Abhishek is a candidate. Jaiswal is a candidate. There are candidates around now. You have to look and start to look and experiment with them. I understand not playing Hardik Pandya, and I completely understand not playing Akshar Patel, and I definitely understand not playing Jasprit Bumrah. These are not the questions I'm
A
looking to answer.
and B,
And
I completely understand playing Reddy because you have to play another bowling all rounder just to be a fast bowling all rounder, just to have that option.
and he gave a reasonable account of himself. It
No,
wasn't
he
too
gave
bad.
one
It was
innings, and other than that, he was like bowling is totally useless. So what is he supposed to do in these circumstances? Yeah, our pitches are a real disease, man.
yeah,
Pitches.
that's there. Yeah. Okay. So that is one. But let's come to a few more things, right? So I look at Rahul. First match, clutch innings, fine. Second match, he does all he can, fine. 100. That was a beautiful 100. It was a
No,
poetic innings.
I thought
Third
the
match,
first innings
the
not
third
clutch.
match
First
is,
match not clutch innings, but that's a reasonable inning. That's what you expect from him at 6-7, right? That's what you expect
yeah,
from him.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't
But
think
that
I don't think you
third
were
match,
ever under pressure enough in the first match. Ever under
fair
pressure
enough,
enough,
fair enough, fair
right?
enough. I'll give you
But
that.
but the second match innings is a fucking banger of an innings, bro. It's a
Yeah, beautiful
proper,
innings, beautiful innings. Yeah, beautiful innings. He
especially
really
his acceleration at the end, right? Like
end was superb. Yeah,
just so sadly we didn't have enough. Like we didn't do the par plus
yeah, yeah,
20 that I keep talking
yeah,
about,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. But the third match that irritated me so much. It's like all of the bad instincts were back.
So
Like,
series on the line, pressure at its peak. Please, yeah, it's like the floor of his balls gives away, and
yep, yep,
they just dribble away.
yeah,
He
yeah,
doesn't have it, dude. He doesn't have it. He has all the skill in the world, and will constantly be seduced by that. Bro, I'm telling you, give that kid Rinku Sharma a chance in that slot. Watch him play.
yeah. Rinku
He's
Singh,
the
Rinku
opposite.
Singh.
He acquires three new pairs when pressure's on.
Yeah, yeah.
Completely opposite guy, dude.
No, forget Rinku Singh. Every time I watch Virat bat in a tough situation, I'm consistently reminded that like he didn't achieve SRT status, he has not achieved SRT's glory, but he's the closest thing we have to
No,
him.
no, no. I think in ODIs he's definitely there and above even. Yeah, ODIs. Look, the complaint will always be red ball and Tendulkar had enough red ball ODIs and the
Yeah,
fact
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
he played with one white ball. All of that aside, bro, you cannot fucking question Virat Kohli's genius in the ODI game. He's something else, man. He is absolutely something else.
you know,
And his iteration in 26 is just
yeah,
sensational. There are not enough words. There are not enough glorifying words to describe this man today. I uh I have enjoyed watching almost every ball of his batting. Okay, I'd be at
Yeah.
work. I have a home
Yeah.
office. This office that you're seeing, this is at home. Okay, I have another
Yeah.
office elsewhere, but this is the home office. And I would have my iPad on the game with the
Yeah.
volume turned down. And every time he would bat, I'm like, just gotta watch a bit of this. Sensational bat. I mean, the defense is perfectly fine. He doesn't even need to defend half these things. He's
Yeah.
that far ahead of everything else here.
Yeah.
And my God, good batting, good ODI batting, good test match batting is also the mind game of prediction.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
all over? Dude, he's playing chess with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's just ready for what's coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time, almost every time. And
There are
believe me,
so few shots, right?
yeah.
So few shots where it feels like he's had to make an adjustment.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
had an intention to play a shot and then had to adjust the body. Those are also
Yeah.
very impressive shots when they happen. But they're actually a
Extremely.
batting error. But they're
Yeah.
actually a batting error, like initial batting error, which you
Yeah.
correct yourself on. He's not making those errors at all. I mean,
That
the
third
third
match,
ODI
that
dismissal is what? It's just he's not been foxed or tricked. It's just when you keep trying to hit, an error can happen. That's all. That's all it
yeah,
is.
that's all. That's all. That's all. You know, I was watching the third ODI innings. I was honestly reminded of another classic that I had watched a long time ago. This was probably when I was 12. Yeah, 12 years old. This was the 2010 175 by Tendulkar. So similar.
No. That innings is a different league, bro. That innings, I'll tell you, for most of that innings, I'll tell you the gap between the two is A, bowling lineups, B, run level was higher. These things weren't done typically. And here's the thing that bothers me the most. When he gets out, you
Yeah.
need 18 of 18. Okay, 18 of 18.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Right.
remember
So
that.
all I'm going to say is, like, obviously Virat is a great, but he's had the lower order to see through the chases that keep that record growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tendulkar, what Virat experienced here is a typical Tendulkar story. Now,
Yes, yes, yes.
brilliant article written by Siraj, and I second the sentiment that Virat doesn't walk away with that slump shoulder that Tendulkar used to, but
It
he
doesn't.
doesn't because it didn't happen to him as often as it happened to Tendulkar, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Tendulkar was like, "ये माँ के लोड़े फिर से मेरी माँ छोड़ेंगे." मुझे पता है ये हरामजादे मेरी आज फिर के लिए छोड़ेंगे.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
there's a 93 he made in Adelaide chasing a 250 or 260 against Pakistan. Okay, I
Yeah,
think he's the fourth wicket gone.
yeah.
Now, and India are 180 something, better than just under run a ball required or just over run a ball
Run
required,
a ball. Yeah, right. Yeah.
right? And every single Indian fan knows no chance,
It's over. It's over. Yeah.
no chance. There's no chance, right? So this is the shit that we used to go through, and even in the glorified Indian, say 2011 team,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
say the quarterfinal against Australia.
Yeah.
That's seen
Yeah.
home by Rena and
Yuvraj.
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 Dhoni's already out, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that.
Dhoni's
Yeah,
already
yeah.
out.
Know that.
If you lose one more,
It's over.
no. I wouldn't say so because they're still budgie, but that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't bet on it beyond that. That
Yeah.
shit doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Ostensibly, in that third ODI, if Rana can keep his testosterone under control, Rana can keep his testosterone under control and not just swing at the ball. I mean, that thing was at his chest here. Full toss low.
I'll tell you another recent development that I've been constantly watching, and I'm starting to realize that it's actually a good weapon to use. In earlier eras, batters used to bat on the crease or outside the crease regardless of which phase of the innings. Today in the death overs, batters bat fully inside the crease to counter the Yorker. Now, because of that, you're essentially on the back foot every time. For a person like Pandya, it doesn't matter. But for a person like Rana, who's not an extreme power hitter in that sense, what happens is the high full toss just below the hip becomes a weapon because you cannot force it as well as you can do for a low full
body
toss.
weight is not jumping out the way
Yeah.
it would from the
Yeah.
for the position. Yeah,
Yeah.
so there are two schools of thought, right? I mean, I think the modern game actually figured this out. How do you play the Yorker? You go deeper and convert it into a half volley. And that
Yeah.
was able to do that because the quality of the bat at the bottom of the bat is very good. So you're actually connecting very low on the bat, but it's still going for six like you hit it from the middle. That
Exactly.
privilege never existed for But until the last 10, 12, 15 years of the sport, it didn't exist.
15 years. I would say 15
Yeah.
years. 15
Yeah.
years.
So in the till the 2010s, that privilege didn't exist in the same way.
Didn't
You had to get
exist.
a better
Yeah,
key.
yeah. No.
So the opposite used to be done, which was get further out. A, because
Mm.
you will counter the LBW, right?
Yeah.
And B, you might be able to convert it into a full toss.
Yes. 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 But now, ironically enough, the high full toss is a very effective way to get a batter out.
Bro, it's always been an effective weapon. People think these donkey drops are easy to hit. They're not easy. Bro, but you played in gully cricket also. Suddenly, when a high full toss comes, you're taken aback for a moment. Yeah. And if you
Because
don't,
nobody
if you can't,
expects it.
if you
Nobody
release
expects it.
your hands well under it, yes, it's six for sure. But there
Yeah.
are times there's a percentage chance you don't release your hands well under it.
Yeah. 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 That's the problem, right? See, that is what started happening. Look, I've seen two revolutions of this. One is Jared Kimber when he said essentially Lance Klusner transformed the low full toss into from a reasonable delivery into a bad delivery. This was in the 99 World Cup because he used to bat very deep in the crease and also front. So he used to do the switch around technique, sometimes front, sometimes back. So you don't know which Yorker to bowl, right? So that is what he used to do. That was in 99. Now we are seeing the modern revolution and several players doing the deep in the crease technique where essentially the high full toss is becoming an option and not the low full toss. The low full toss is gone, but the high full toss is a very important part of the game. And that's another thing I wanted to come to. If you looked at some of the dismissals even yesterday, the dismissals that came were not from the lower part of the bat. They were from the higher part of the bat. So any bowler who can get a little more bounce, even 3-4 inches more bounce, has a chance of taking a wicket because the wood
Yeah,
on the bat
it's
is
the only part
concentrated
of the
in
bat
the
that
lower.
isn't to the bat anymore. And secondly, it obviously means you've beaten the swing. You've beaten the
Exactly.
power in the swing.
Exactly. You shorten the swing. You effectively
Right.
shorten the
So,
swing.
so, so the lower full toss still has, you have percentages in your favor as a batsman because
Yeah.
you're still playing the down to up swing.
Exactly.
Right. So
Exactly.
if you connect, it's just a question of timing. If you connect with it well, it's a conventional swing to hit the ball as hard as you can.
Yeah.
On the high full toss, you cannot go down to up. There is just
Yeah.
no power space for you. You have to
Yeah.
go across, and that's
Yeah.
where your percentages are lower. Cricket
Yeah.
has always
Yeah.
been a more difficult shot for the across the body swipe.
So when Sunil Gavaskar, after Harshit Rana's dismissal, he said that was a bad ball that got a wicket. I actually disagreed with him because right now it's becoming a bigger trend. The surprise full toss, higher full toss just below the hip is not exactly a bad ball in this situation. There's a very good chance you'll get a wicket, especially of a tail ender. Like Kohli might have dispatched that
High
for
risk
six.
delivery though is very difficult to bowl, very difficult to control. If you go 6 inches lower or a foot lower, you're gone. If you
And
go
higher
higher,
means
you're
it's a no ball. Higher
it's
means
a
it's a
no
no
ball.
ball.
It's a
So
very risky
yeah,
delivery, but it is an effective delivery, no doubt about it. And
yeah.
you've seen it
So
being very effective even in the IPL, man.
it was effective even yesterday in the T20 that they won. Look at Shivam Dubey. Shivam
Yes,
Dubey gets
yes,
Mitchell
yes,
out
yes.
with a wide one, but that pitches. But the next ball, if you look at how Christian Clark was dismissed, that was a high full toss that he hit straight to long on. It wasn't even close to becoming a six. It was straight to long on. And he was gone, right? So
If your
instantly I was thinking,
backswing takes the high full toss towards long on, you're in trouble.
yeah, yeah,
Not every
yeah,
single time, but you sometimes you'll clear it, but you're largely in trouble. If your
yeah.
backswing to a high full toss is taking it towards mid wicket, then you're in the game because that means you're the one who got more power in. More of your swing got completed.
Square leg is probably the most effective for it if you can
No,
manage it.
square leg will be harder. Square leg. Then you need the wrist. Then you need the
Yeah,
wrist
and you need
coming
the
in with the
risk.
stick, which
Yeah,
is great. I mean, the wrist will create more impact, will create more acceleration.
yeah, yeah. But that is something I was looking at. No, actually, what? So I was looking at the batting again. So going back to the batting, one is Iyer. Iyer has his issues, and I'm very clear about that. The short ball is
You raised the Iyer point. I get it. I also think these guys are rusty. He's also had a heinous injury and just come back.
heinous
So
injury. I agree.
That was a really bad. His was a terrible injury.
Almost a life threatener.
There
Yeah,
you
life
go.
threatener.
There you go. Right. So I'll give him some breathing room there. My worry with Iyer is not whether he will perform in ODIs per se. In Indian conditions, he will.
Yeah.
But is he the guy you wanted for in South Africa?
Yes. it almost feels like Abhishek Sharma could be a better bet.
Because he is going to get a bouncer a minute in South Africa.
Also, if you have realized, it's not even the bouncer that gets him out these days. It's the fear
It's
of the bouncer that gets him out these days.
bro. It's therefore it is the bouncer. Okay, it is the
Exactly.
mentality associated around the bouncer. It's the tactics associated around the bouncer. He's in trouble once the bouncer comes out repeatedly. He's in trouble because all he's looking for is the fucking bouncer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes me appreciate Virat's down the ground pulls even more. Like he knows it's coming and
There's
he
no
just
comparison there. Virat's a much more complete batsman, a much more complete stroke maker. There's just no comparison.
or even
Listen,
Rohit's pull.
we-
Rohit's pull
I
on the
look,
front foot
I
to
look
a
at the
bounce.
T20 team and I see like, wow,
Yeah,
right? Like just wow. The balance, the range of cricketers involved, the range of skills in the squad. I mean, what a team. Especially for our conditions, my God. If these buggers don't go and win it, right? Something truly weird has happened. Out of
yeah,
the ordinary has happened.
yeah. Also,
Okay.
Aksar,
But
Bapuji.
as we expand the size of the game,
Yeah,
there are more and more gaps in Indian teams.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
But
obviously culminating with the test team where head and ass don't know each other anymore.
leave the test team aside. I'm not willing to get into a
No, so
conversation about that.
but I'm saying a bit of that problem on the test team you can see here in the ODI team. Bro, look, we went 6 ODIs this season, right? We
Nine,
ended 3-3.
nine actually. Australia three as well. You can't. Australia three ODIs, South Africa three, New Zealand three.
No. I'm talking about the ones at home. Talking about the ones at
Well,
home.
you can include those three because they were very close to these six. I'm not going to not in
Okay,
the
but they were in Australia, and we won
yeah.
that 2-1.
No, we lost that 2-1. So
Two lost
essentially, we
that
have a
2-1,
four
right?
and five record. Yeah, we
We
have a
were
four and five.
4-5, right?
Yeah.
4-5, and it could have very easily been 2-7.
Which are the two year? Oh yeah, the first South Africa ODI and the first
The first South Africa
New
ODI and
Zealand
the first
ODI.
New Zealand ODI.
New Zealand ODI.
Very
Yeah.
easily 2-7. And I don't see us converting a loss to a win amongst the ones we lost.
No, I would say that the second ODI was a bit of luck involved. I would argue that that second ODI against South Africa was one which we should have won, but we didn't. Second ODI, where they chased down 350.
I
That
mean,
was a
what
little.
luck? You're calling intrinsic conditions as luck. You can't call them as luck.
No. Aiden Markram was dropped when he was 50. That was the
Oh,
turning point.
please. There are drop catches all over town. There was poor fielding that day. I would take an out of character drop catch and call that unlucky. That ODI we fielded poorly.
Yeah.
Fielded poorly in a number of very critical junctures of that ODI.
Extremely poorly, by the way.
By the way,
Extremely.
in this 9 ODI, this is another thing to consider. In this 9 ODI format
Yeah.
stretch, there have been more than a few games in which yes, our fielding standards have dipped. Drop catches, right,
Yes.
is one
Yes.
element of it, but
Yeah.
also ground fielding at times.
Yeah.
And where
Also,
are runouts? In 9 ODIs, how many runouts? I actually haven't counted, but I don't remember too
two or
many.
three, two or
Yeah.
three, two or
It's
three. That's it.
it's not that's not a lot. Yeah. You expect 1 in 2 games, you should get a run out. Yeah.
Maybe. And
No,
the
no,
missed run
especially
out of
given the way teams are running
the missed
nowadays.
run out of Daryl Mitchell in the second ODI, third ODI was what cost us the game. He was on zero or something when he was missed as a run out. Yeah, that was not an easy one. I will not blame Kuldeep for it, but that was a chance.
These are an ODI and a run out in an ODI will never be an easy one.
Yeah.
There is no such. I mean, unless the batsmen fuck it up completely and have a
two at
two.
one end,
I
two
mean,
at
then,
one end.
that's not even a run out by the fielding team, right? That's just a
Yeah.
run out. That's a wicket given away by the batting team.
Yeah.
But the fielding team really isn't earning any. No, there are problems in our longer formats, bro. There are problems in our longer formats, and these gaps will increase in my opinion. So, sure, Virat is fixed. Leave that be. Rohit's definitely up in the air. I think our man over the next 10 months, Shreyas is not up in the air yet as a question mark,
Not yet.
but could be up in the air in say 5 ODIs.
Certainly. I can see that happening.
Right. So, but he could kill all of this debate. Next two
Yeah,
ODIs, three ODIs, does well. That's the end of that. I'm not going to come back and question
yeah.
it, right?
And he
And
gets a
fine,
leeway
you
here
stick with
because
him at
of the
four in
reasons you
South
said.
Africa. If basis that you stick with him at four in South Africa, it's all right by me. I will live with that because he's a good batsman. He's a good, responsible batsman, and that plays good pressure
Yeah,
cricket. Must
yeah,
be a very important part of the brain's trust as well because he's a smart cricketer. And if in that you suddenly don't get the best out of him in a South Africa World Cup, so be it.
it's
Listen,
fine.
batsmen land up at World Cups, and the pressure of the World Cup is such that it either elevates your performance immensely,
Yeah,
right, or it can kill you completely. And
yeah, yeah,
honestly, even a guy like Virat has had one World Cup of proper elevation. Okay, his
yeah,
other World Cups were, I'd say 19 was decent at par, 15 was a
yeah,
little bit lower. I mean, other than the
yeah.
Pakistan 100 on day one, I don't think he was really great in that World Cup.
He wasn't. He
Uh,
wasn't.
11, he had one century, but he was a kid. He was a neophyte. No problem. We'll live with that. He had an 80 and 100, and that's about it. And they were tougher pitches. 11, because
Yeah,
again, one ball and tougher pitches at
yeah,
times.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? Tendulkar sort of the opposite. Every time a World Cup would come, other than 99 and 99, where his father passed away and he went away and he had fewer
No,
games.
99. He still has 3 or 4 good innings. By the way,
Yeah,
despite that.
but that's not a Tendulkar World Cup for me. So 96, 92, 96, 2003, 2011, he's right up there. Like he just
Yeah,
elevates,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
the
He
greatest
elevates.
example of the opposite side is take a look at Mahela and Kumar Sangakkara in 2003 and Inzi in
Yeah,
2003.
yeah.
Pro telephone number. They ran up a telephone number across matches in single digits everywhere. It happens.
Actually,
I'll live with that.
Look at Ponting in 2011. Other than the India match, which they lost,
Yes,
he was
yes,
a
yes,
telephone number
yes,
as well. So it's not really a surprise there.
yes, yes.
So yeah, see, that is another thing to consider. So
Bro,
yeah, there are
Ponting, even in 2003, it's one innings.
yeah the
Just
final.
sadly, it's in the final, and it's Bucknor assisted with two bad calls. Okay, but it's there is nothing else from Ponting in that world. Ponting's average till that final was 20 something.
Everyone else had carried him. Everyone else
He
had
had
carried
made
him.
270 odd runs in 10 games.
And we
Then he gets
played him back into
140 not
form.
out. He gets
We played
140
him back into form. Yeah, we played him back into form as well. Great.
whatever. So, that's sort of how a World Cup can go. And if that happens to Shreyas, I'll live with it. But Shreyas has to show something in the coming games, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
especially the three
we are
ODIs in England.
we are stuck with Gill. We're living with Gill. That's the end of that. He's the captain. He's taking you into the World Cup. Unless something remarkable happens in Indian cricket, and Gautam Gambhir loses this Teflon coated protection that he has, and loses his position as coach, because if he does, then I think Gill is
Gill
in
is
trouble,
out. Yeah, Gill is in trouble. Yeah, I know.
right?
Now let's actually look at a few other things I wanted to look at. So Rahul was an
No,
obvious
one other thing to quickly discuss. Our man Kuldeep,
yeah,
not just the ODIs across these 9 games, the test matches also against South Africa.
yeah.
Uh,
You could see
just not the same pressure bowler that we've been used to with our best spinners.
yeah, yeah,
And I will give him some empathy here because Daryl Mitchell is astonishingly difficult to bowl for a spinner.
yeah,
He's a killer.
yeah.
He's a spinner
Yeah.
killer, dude.
Because I was looking at Kuldeep's lengths in the 3 ODIs against New Zealand, right? Like if he tried to bowl a good length, they would come down to hit him. And Mitchell did that several times. Like if he tried to maintain a reasonable length, it was not happening. If he tried to bowl very full, they swept him. If he tried to bowl short, they pulled him. Like there was no hiding room at any length. Like it felt like the only hiding room he would have is if he bowled Yorkers all day. That's not what a spinner is
Then
supposed
you're
to do.
not a spinner at all.
Yeah.
Bro,
And he was trying to give it.
Daryl Mitchell. Holy cow. What a batsman. What a batsman.
In a way, it's
So
kind of sad he's born in this generation.
when he hits down the ground, his arm extension is just the best. Absolute best.
Also, I wish, other than Kohli, I didn't see anyone doing things like Mitchell. Like not the sweeps. Kohli is never a sweeper, but Kohli was
So
at least coming down
he
to the
came
pitch.
into bat. He came into bat in 3 pressure situations.
Yeah, and transformed them completely. Yeah, I know. But the point is, when I was looking at the way Kohli was using his feet against spin and how Mitchell was using his feet against spin. Feet they were using, but they were not sweeping. Same issue as usual. So they were not sweeping along with the using of the feet. When you use your feet, you also have to sweep, occasionally at least. So the result was that you have situations like New Zealand gets 70 runs in 35 balls against spin when they're sweeping or using their feet or something like that, and we get like 15 runs in 8 balls
So
when we are sweeping.
I don't understand it. So Tendulkar was raised as a classical Indian batsman, obviously, right? So
Yeah,
therefore,
yeah,
he was not a sweeper when he first arrived in the sport.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
the volume of turn that Murli used to get,
yeah, yeah,
right? Somewhere in the mid 90s, you suddenly saw Sachin Tendulkar is sweeping, which, by the
yeah,
way, for us as fans in the 90s was like, oh my God, that's an admission of weakness. That's
yeah.
how we used to look at sweeping against spin. That's how we used to
Yeah.
look at it. It was a pejorative. It was like, ye gore karte, hum nahi karte. Okay,
Yeah,
right? And he brought out the paddle shot. He
yeah,
changed how he played against Murli. Murli had no control over him after that. If
yeah,
this guy's already done it, why the fuck are our subsequent generations not developing a sweeping tactic here?
yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
Yuvraj had it, Dravid had
yeah.
it. Okay,
Jaiswal has it. Jaiswal has it.
Jaiswal
Jaiswal
has it.
has it.
Viru much less so. Viru didn't have it so much.
Yeah,
Mahi had it, yeah, and Mahi also had power, which was different kind of power.
yeah,
Why the fuck
yeah,
is this like for a 10-year period we suddenly given up on sweeping?
yeah. That is one. And I think we have come to the end of Jaddu's international career as it stands. I think we are done.
People hate me for this, but you can keep coming up with your epithet of the greatest all-rounder ever.
He's
Please
not.
do
He's
not
not.
at me about this. He's not even top 10 in my eyes. I am never picking Ravindra Jadeja as my all-rounder in a team. Never. If I'm picking him, it's as a batsman who can bowl a bit of spin.
Yeah, that I'll agree with, especially his
And
current
I'm talking
avatar.
about Test cricket, by the way, where
Yeah,
pitches are normal, not Shivsena pitches. Okay,
yeah,
normal pitches. A batsman who can bowl a bit. ODI, so I'm
yeah.
never picking. I'm not giving him one ODI in my team.
I'll tell you why. See, forget the bowling. The bowling has obviously declined. Did you see how stupidly he was batting? Like the
So
guy cannot hit a six for the life
so
of him against a left arm
his
spinner.
last his last good ODI innings is the New Zealand innings in 2019. Why do we keep
Ah,
picking
yeah.
him? 7 years ago, yeah.
Oh my god!
And,
Like
and,
I
and
what?
even
No, no.
even in
This.
terms of even in terms of squad construction,
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
the utility of investing in him right now in this series?
yeah.
Should have
I
been
agree.
Aksar all the way. Give Aksar the stability and just should have been Aksar all the way.
I would have agreed until what happened to Aksar in the first T20. The poor guy tries to field one ball and he's probably out for the rest of the T20s already. Dude is
What?
a glass cannon. Split finger, a
Oh my
nail.
God.
Didn't you see his bleeding finger?
Oh, by the way, under 19s, I was looking for all of this. There's no spinners, there's no fast bowlers also, man. There is no one. There is no one in that team on the bowling side that enthuses me. Even the teams before this, those guys did not pull through. Saini, etc., did not come through. But they were
Yeah,
exciting to watch.
yeah,
Nagarkoti and
yeah,
Saini both, they were
yeah,
exciting. They had pace, they had some skill. You used to look at them and think, okay, this kid's got a chance. Bro, the ones I'm seeing that they don't have a chance.
yeah. So you're
We
talking
have
about people like
oh,
Anil
the day
Patel and
Bumrah is
Lokesh
done.
Ravindra.
You're talking about Kohli being done. The day Bumrah is done.
We are fucked properly.
I don't know what comes after. So Gen Alpha के बाद Gen Beta आएगा ना. So Gen Beta and I will be sitting together going like, हाँ यार 90s में मेरे साथ भी यही होता था. 2030s में तुम्हारे साथ भी यही हो रहा है.
Essential. And by the way, it's not a one team problem, by the way, it's every team.
Because I think every skill has been taken away from the game, right? You have to dart the ball is all you do nowadays, right? So every skill's been taken away.
The after effects of
Seriously,
DRS.
so it's the same thing with football. You're taking a lot of skills away, man. I'm so
I
glad.
watched the Man U derby
Today,
again.
today we are going to do a little bit of Madrid and United because both our managers changed, right?
Yeah.
And with United, I'm so fucking. I was so bored of that guy. I thematically I'm linking it to. I do feel Batting skills, yes, you're incrementing batting skills, but that's by a loading of conditions in the batsman's favor. But you are
Yes.
reducing bowler skill. Yeah.
Actually, I don't like to say this, but I think a few Pakistanis actually gave a good, accurate assessment of this many years ago. So actually, Wasim
Oh,
was on a
Pakistani
pod.
cricket analysts are very good. The old guys are very good.
Yeah, generally, not all of them. Anyway, Wasim actually was talking about this a long time ago. I think this was 15, 16 years ago. This is an old video of him. He said, the reason I developed reverse swing and the reason I developed my seamers is because the pitches in Pakistan I got were 600, 600, 600 pitches. Like you could get a 600 in the third innings also. So I had to develop something that would enable me to break through. And that's what he did. Now, that was his mindset. Like he got a problem and he solved it. He wanted to develop a weapon and he finally got one. The present day cricketers' minds is not even going towards the problem solving direction. It's like if the coach gives me this to bowl, I'll bowl this. They're not using their minds to think out of the box and think creatively to find a solution for themselves. At least not all of them are. A few of them might be, but not all of them are. Because it's very clear that, in fact, he used to say about his reverse swing that essentially he developed the ball on his own. Like later, Imran gave him a few pointers on it as well, but he developed the ball essentially on his own, both the in
No,
swinger and the
I
out.
think there's another point here to be made. I think he was bowling with a different ball. Okay. And I say that because he used to get a lot of movement even with the new ball.
Oh,
And
okay,
you
okay,
get
okay.
a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
speed with the new ball. The lacquer on this white ball over the last 10 years is even thicker. I think it just stops the swing in the seam. Right.
Yeah.
So they're not able to seam the ball enough. Although Stark does it, Stark gets seam,
Yeah.
right? Nobody else seems to, but Stark does get it. So maybe there is something to this. But
Mhm.
seam and swing, I grew up watching the white ball seam and swing a lot. A lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
White ball ODIs, particularly the 99 England World Cup, it's still my favorite World Cup. The ball did a lot, bro. Did a
Yeah.
lot,
Yeah.
but batsmen were also, because it's a World Cup, you there are 180, 190 games, 200 games, those just phenomenal matches. Phenomenal matches.
Mm.
Pakistan lost to South Africa in a
They
Super
also
Six.
lost to Bangladesh. They also lost to
No, no,
Bangladesh.
but in the Super Six game, right? They
Yeah.
lost to South Africa Super Six game. I think it's a 180 chase or a 190 chase, okay? And
Yeah.
it needed
Lance
a,
Klusner. Yeah.
one of those miniature Klusner specials to get
Yeah.
across the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, they weren't getting across the line.
No, they
So we're
weren't.
talking about batting lineup. So that South African 99 batting lineup is, bro, you could go man to man and pretty much say their best ever.
Yeah, but Callis wasn't Callis yet. He
Oh, of
was a
course he was. Oh, no.
no,
Callis.
not in white balls yet. Not yet. Not in white balls. He had
No,
not
that is the
established.
tournament in which he was starting to break through. Is just look at his innings against us in the first game, for example.
Hmm.
He was way better in that tournament. And Callis never in white ball cricket does he become a demon. Like, he just doesn't have enough match winning innings or with the bat or the ball in either format. He just doesn't.
Still
He has
managed 10,000 runs. Still managed 10,000
that's
runs in both.
accumulation. That's
Yeah.
accumulation, right? Accumulation exists across the board. Callis is not looking. I'm not looking at Callis and thinking he's going to go come win a game tomorrow. I just never looked at him like that. I looked at a lot of
Yeah.
others. I looked at Donald going like, "Fuck, this guy could finish a game in 3 overs. He could finish a game in
Pollock could
same
as well.
3-4 overs. These guys can finish a game. Like
Yeah.
in a 10 over spell, they'll finish you off, wipe you out. Doesn't matter which conditions they're in.
No, I
Not
was
so much.
actually I was watching that 99 semi-final again, I think a year back. So forget the spin. The spin is one and is wizardry. But look at the amount of seam that Pollock is getting, especially in the first 20 overs or something.
Yeah, and
It's
by the way, that is with those cameras where you couldn't detect the seam so clearly.
you can literally see the ball move, even
No,
with
no, but
bad camera.
that's only when it's jagging back. Otherwise, the regular seam, like when they used to slow it down and you'd watch it, right? Every ball is seaming. But
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
watch it from a distance, you don't see the seam movement at all.
Yeah.
Unlike
Yeah. Yeah.
cameras now that capture even subtle seam movement, you can tell immediately. Like with Gill's
Yeah.
dismissal
Yeah.
in the
Jameson.
third
Yeah. Third
ODI
ODI. Third
of
ODI.
Jameson, you could tell there was some seam movement there.
Sigmo.
Camera
Yeah.
quality has changed that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasim was bowling with a different ball. I have no doubt about that. No doubt. I think there was. I'm going to pull up that article for the next part that we do. The lacquer has changed. It's thicker lacquer. by the look of
Yeah,
things. The same
yeah,
thing
yeah.
happened with the test ball. I think this controversy had come up.
Not just the lacquer, not just the lacquer. You have to realize that in the '99 World Cup, they did not bowl a white Kookaburra ball. They bowled with a white Duke's ball. I think it
Yeah,
is the last World Cup
yeah,
where
yeah,
the
yeah.
Duke's
That
ball
seam
was
is
used.
thicker.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
but I think he is talking about. He also bowled with thicker seams throughout. Absolutely, because the Indian subcontinent would always use balls with thicker seams, more
Yeah,
pronounced
yeah,
seams.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was one. So Jaddu is done.
Alright, that is
Axel.
why so many Asian bowlers used to struggle in Australia.
Yeah, thinner seam, thinner seam. That's
No,
why.
no,
Yeah.
not thinner. It disappears quicker. Even
Yes.
now,
Yeah.
Australian ball has changed again, right? Like as we saw it during the BGT last
Ashes.
year, right? The ball stays new for 30 odd overs, 35
Yeah.
odd overs. So the seam
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
exists for that much longer. That's a lacquer again. That's the change in the ball.
Yes. 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 So there are very important variations in that respect to take note of, right? That is one. And let's look at the bowling. Now let's come to the bowling, right? So we already spoke of Kuldeep, but I'm willing to give him a bit of a pass. Jaddu is done. We are both agreed on that, I think. Jaddu is
Oh yeah,
done.
bro. I was agreed on that 6 years ago. So
Yeah, okay, fine. Jaddu is done. Let's leave that aside. Now let's talk about the Pacers. Arshdeep gave a reasonable account of himself in the one ODI he played. Like the guy is clever and he knows how to execute his plans.
Arshdeep is a shoe in, bro. He's a shoe in.
Shoe in, shoe in.
White ball. The guy
Harshit,
is a man.
yeah, Harshit
He's a
actually,
shoe in now. No, no, he's
yeah,
a
he's
shoe
a
in.
shoe in. He has,
By the
he
way,
has
he is
legs
going to
and
be
fire.
even more interesting in South Africa when he hits the deck.
Yeah, because he's already getting so much of movement on Indian decks which have hardly any movement at all.
Movement is one thing, but also hitting the deck, he's going to pin the batsman. He bowls
Yes.
a heavy ball, man. He hits the bat, so he has to be
Also,
in. No doubt.
also, I think they should seriously consider this. I think it's a good thing they lost this ODI series now instead of losing an important World Cup semi-final later on, because that's usually what Australia do. They lose a bunch of series beforehand and then go to the World Cup fully
Yeah, but
prepared, and then
that's no rule, bro. That's no rule. Let me tell you this though. Gambhir gets a lot of shit, and Rana was the stick they used to beat him with because of Gavaskar's comments,
I
and we've all also
apologize.
seen that. Not apologize. I wouldn't say we're at the point of apology because Rana has been very disappointing in a lot of matches and test matches in particular. But I
Yeah,
think with the white ball, he's figured it out. And but this is what management is about, right? And this is where Gambhir deserves skill. When you make a man feel like Superman, right?
yeah,
Fergie used to win titles with ordinary players.
yeah,
Gambhir
yeah,
has
yeah.
made this guy feel like Superman, and he's certainly given you an all-rounder.
Yes, 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 yes. So that is, I'll agree with
But
that.
he's
Now,
still not. I wouldn't trust him above 8. Has to bat at 8. He was
yeah,
batting at 7 in this series,
no,
but
he
at
batted at 8. He batted at 8.
no, he batted 5 down in the first. That's because of Washi's injury. He batted 5 down,
Yeah, 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 yeah. So that's why.
but he
Anyway,
batted
he
5
batted
down in
at
the
8.
first game.
Yeah, yeah.
I would
No,
even say preferably 9, like a killer 9.
yeah, maybe, maybe. But now, actually, I was looking at Harshit Rana. He's not a good death bowler. So I would actually advise anybody who's watching to ensure that he bowls his overs, all of his 10 within the first 30, 35. That's when he's most effective. Preferably, like he gets like a 6, 7 over first spell. Like with the new ball, he's deadly. He really gets something going and he hits the pitch hard, as Nikhil said. And he's a very good middle overs bowler. So I saw something to be noted from him. Uh, Siraj was brilliant. Siraj actually was brilliant. I looked at his bowling; it was brilliant. I
But I
mean,
will tell you this: I don't trust him in ODIs overall. Siraj
even though
can
he
be.
was pretty good, even though he was pretty
Yeah,
damn
but
good.
see, he'll go like this in ODIs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's always that.
He's had a good year overall. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
so he's just following through with that. Test cricket, I will put my heart on Mohammad Siraj. And anybody who's followed me on Twitter knows I've from day one I have loved Mohammad Siraj because I love the mania, I love the energy, man. This guy is very important for the emotional strength of a team, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh, but with ODIs, he can be very, very sporadic. And no better example of this than India choosing to start the 23 World Cup with Siraj over Shami.
yes, 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 yes,
Big
yes.
mistake that.
Yeah, yeah.
By the
Even
way,
though,
I need a very detailed explanation from someone in a position of power, Qua Muhammad Shami, because
yep,
this fuckery has gone on too long.
yeah,
He
yeah,
keeps
yeah,
saying, I'm fit, I'm fit, I'm fit. And everybody else says, no, I'm not. No, he's not. And then there was that famous leaked conversation, not the conversation itself, but details of the conversation between him and Sharma and the selector
Yeah.
before the BGT
Yeah.
in 24, saying that you can't survive. You won't survive the tour. We're not going to take you. Right? Which is okay for test series. Why not in white ball? The guy's
Yeah.
skill level. Bro, as a broader skill level, he perhaps has a broader skill level than Bumrah.
Yeah. 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 Close. I wouldn't say broader. I would put him
Bumrah's
close.
more effective. Bumrah does what he does better. But Siraj can do 20 things. Yeah, that's a mad
Not
bowler. Like
Siraj.
he's a
Shami. Shami. Shami.
Shami. Shami is like Shami is a god. Like I love Shami.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially for a World Cup, because in World Cups he brings out his best. Yeah. He's
19 World Cup semi-final. After all his performances, you dropped him again.
for Jaddu and Chahal.
You dropped Kuldeep for Jaddu. So you stuck with your two-spinner strategy. That two-spinner strategy was devised on Kulcha because they were turners of the ball and aggressive spinners. You dropped him to fucking accommodate Jadeja. Whereas if you were going to go away from the two-spinner strategy, the obvious logical choice on a fucking cloudy day was
Wet
Mohammad Shami.
pitch. It was a wet pitch. It was a wet pitch. Give me a
That
break.
that selection typifies some of the disastrous selections that
Under
that
Shastri and Kohli. Yeah.
Kohli and Shastri used to come up with from time to time.
Yeah.
Time to time. As good as
No
they
other.
were, I'm not overall in their record. I will not be critical of Kohli and Shastri,
Yeah, but
but
that
they
game.
used to come up with some absolute clangers, bro. I had started a hashtag on Twitter to describe their bad selection. I used to call it intent pancho, which was essentially because of intent, we're going to go and fuck around with with the concepts of cricket. Just fuck around
Yeah,
with
yeah,
them. Right? We're going to drop
yeah.
Pujara for Sharma because intent patch in an away series, right?
Yeah.
Bhuvneshwar Kumar will become man of the match and get dropped next match. Why? Intent.
Kuldeep became man of the match and was dropped separate times in different years.
And Jaddu as the first preferred bowler ahead of Ashwin for 4 years of his career. Fucking just give me a revolver. I just must shoot myself on screen.
That was some of the stuff. Anyway, that was one. Now, on to other important news. Uh, you know, I was watching the. Other than that, I look at certain other gains that India made in the series. So I'm okay with it in the sense that if they lose now, it's not as big a problem as if they lose in the World Cup, right? So I'm okay with it to an extent. Although standards shouldn't be dropping this hard. That's also something. But before we go, I think one word on Kohli. I will tell you, boss. I think I'm pretty sure some tears are definitely going to flow from my own self as soon as you retire.
Oh, I would be very disappointed if they didn't.
Yeah,
For your generation, the day he's absolutely done, the day you feel you're not going to see him again, right?
yeah.
You should, because the nation had that same feeling when Tendulkar went. You should have exactly, or your generation should completely give that celebration to Virat Kohli. He's earned it.
I think even you might even shed a few tears because even you have seen his whole career.
Now I am such a cynical fuck, right? Like I'm old enough to like hate everything. Okay, I'm a curmudgeon now. That's why we renamed the podcast as well, the Two Generations
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
I'm the
yeah, yeah,
boomer in this piece. I'm just the asshole. You can diss on me all you want, but that's how I am now. Can't help it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, considering how skill in batting is going down,
Oh
as
yeah,
you
yeah.
yourself
Oh
would
yeah, yeah,
say,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, I have been. The problem that happened is that in a lot of pods, people used to come and ask because I very early in
mm,
2019 had said there's a real problem with this technique,
yeah,
right? And everybody used to rain down on me, and as it
yeah,
started to get proved right
yeah, yeah,
throughout,
yeah.
then everybody used to call me on, like Kushal in particular, and be like, "Explain to me what the problem is," and I'd explain what the problem is,
You had
and then
already seen it
everybody
happen.
started
Yeah,
and then everybody started to assume, oh my God, he loads Kohli. No, I don't. I love Kohli. I've watched his batting. I've watched it very closely. I cannot describe the profuseness with which I have described some of his innings at times. Particularly, Hobart though was nuts. Hobart is one of my favorite innings of any kind. I just
yeah.
watched a great white ball, perhaps one of the top 5 white ball fast bowlers ever, bro, Malinga. on
Yeah,
skill,
yeah,
okay?
yeah,
Like on effectiveness. I wouldn't say skill, but on
yeah,
effectiveness, right?
yeah, yeah.
Just ripped him piece by piece, left him with nothing, no izzat, nothing, boss. भाई उसने what was it, 280 or something in 36, 300 odd and 36 overs or some shit?
320, 320 in 40
36
overs.
overs, man.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Anyway,
crazy.
that was one. But for me, his greatest innings, just for significance alone, will be 82 MCG 2022.
Oh, man.
That was the day I wanted to just. I don't know what I
Yeah,
don't know.
my tweet from that day, the first line of it is there are some matches only Virat Kohli wins. Nobody else in the history of the game wins this match other than Virat Kohli. Okay. And a little bit of it, and it's not just the shots. Okay. He's fucking such a cussed bastard. He went and stole that no ball. All right. That's not a waste side no ball.
It's not.
It's
It's not.
just Virat who's like, you will fucking give this no ball. All right. You will give this no ball. I love him for that. I
Yeah.
absolutely love him for that. He will not fucking quit on any element of that that'll get you to win. Any single element.
You know, I watched 18.5 live. I still
Oh,
cannot believe I
oh.
watched it live. I still cannot believe 18.5 around 6 p.m.
Bro,
or so.
it's the sad part is 18.6 gets lost. That's an
It's
insane shot.
it's as
The
good
one
as it. Yeah, but
highlight is what the fuck kind of imagination is that as a batsman? Yeah. Oh, what a shot. No, no,
no, but
it's
no, but think
Kohli,
about it.
Kohli.
28 of 8 balls against Pakistan. It's not a
28
small
to 8
ground.
balls
MCG.
against fucking
Haris
under
Rauf.
19s, bro. 28 to 8. You have to fuck up. So he needed the no ball. Okay. And he needed to get bold of the no ball as well. And have the presence of mind to take three. What a guy, dude. The guy is a king. He's an absolute king. I mean, Virat Kohli's hunger for victory. Oh my god. Unmatched in Indian cricket.
You know,
Nobody has
I
had
don't you
the eyes, dude, on Kohli. Kohli used to would come out of bat. Sometimes when he's captaining, the eyes on him. Like this guy, hand him a mace and put him in a medieval war. He fucking chopped through people, dude. Like he's a
yeah,
killer.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but you know, I still remember you talking to me during BGT. This was back in November 2024, where we are first thinking of podcast and stuff like that. We eventually set it up in March, as you guys might know. So at that time, you said the hunger in his eyes was gone. Now I see it back again. Like the guy has,
Bro, the Perth century, na, I
yeah,
was so worried about him after. He looked surprised.
yeah,
He looked
exactly. He looked surprised he got it. Yeah, he looks, yeah, yeah,
right. I was like, dude, this is not the same man.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
nothing said more to me than his total capitulation in the
Yes,
face of the Jaiswal run out in Melbourne.
yeah, 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 yeah. That one.
I was like, this is not the same guy, dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like in the past, if he'd run him out, right, over the next 5 overs, he would look at the bowlers and the opposition team like they've committed a sin. Right? He would
yeah.
I'm gonna fucking tear you apart and I'm gonna tell you
Tear
what
you
the
up.
message.
Yeah.
Just didn't have it anymore.
He didn't, and then he went back. He had some sabbatical to a time to himself. He rediscovered himself. This ODI series, I was seeing his eyes during the Indore ODI. If Harshit Rana hadn't got out, Kohli was winning us that ODI. I'm telling you straight up.
Uh
It was
Probably. Or
insane.
it was gonna come damn close. It was gonna come damn close. Uh
Yeah,
Bad habit of everybody has of underestimating these bastard Kiwis.
yeah,
They
yeah.
just keep
That's
getting
there.
it done, man.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
keep getting it done.
No, Kiwis cannot can get it done against any team except one, who is their brother, father, owner, slave master, everyone. Australia.
Just too much. The
They
Aussies are
cannot
too much
win
for
a
them.
game at home against Australia.
They
Think
can't.
about
They
that
can't.
for a second.
And they cannot win a game that matters. No chance. No chance. You remember the Dubai T20 final?
Yeah, no, the game was over as soon as the toss was put. Let's be very
I
clear about
accept
that.
that, but in the after the semi-finals, that amazing innings by Matthew Wade where he
Yeah, yeah,
took the Pakis out,
yeah,
right? I remember
And
watching.
congratulations to Hassan Ali for winning Australia World Cup by dropping Matthew Wade twice or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I you know once that was a big drop. I remember
Yeah,
watching the great cricketer that night, and
yeah.
they were just they were obviously celebrating. It was just like they were just going woohoo woohoo, and I remember the sentences like, I have never been more sure of anything in my life than the fact that we will beat New Zealand in the final. But they say no, New Zealand just
Exactly.
can't do it. There's a mentality problem there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, look, India beat
By the
Australia
way,
very
this is
regularly.
how I look at Pakistan now. If we're going to play Pakistan, right, at any time,
Yeah.
like forget it. There's just no way they can beat us. I just don't believe they can beat us anymore.
No, I mean, look, India versus Australia these days is like a 50-50 contest. Okay, forget test cricket for a bit. I'm saying it's a 50-50 contest in
No,
white
I
ball.
think
Like
it's
anyone
been a
can win.
50-50 contest for 20 odd years now. It's been a
Yeah.
very good contest for 20 odd years. This rivalry has built up over 24, 25 years. It's a really good rivalry.
Yes.
The
Yeah. But
start of it becoming even is actually the 2001 BGT.
yeah,
And
that
even the
is
ODIs became very even. There are mid 90s ODIs. They used to come for tri series. Australia used to get rolled over, yeah?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And there is a famous series in Australia in 77. Many people forget this. Gavaskar made 300-400s in that and they nearly
Yeah,
won the series also.
that's the Packer Australians. They had a
I
weaker team.
agree, but considering
They
our
were
Indian
they
cricket
were
team
2-0
strength,
up. It became 2-all, and that fifth test is a really tight test.
yeah, yeah, they nearly chased down 500. By the way, they made 450, 460.
So this 3-2 or this tightness could have even happened in 91. They
Yeah,
just about get away with Sydney because of rain,
because of rain. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and 38 runs in Adelaide with some typical Australian umpiring.
yeah.
Just look at the
And Perth,
LBW gets.
and Perth,
No,
and Perth.
Perth they beat us. Perth they beat us. They beat us proper. Perth, what happened was in the third innings, they batted like out of their skills. They went mad. Third
Yeah,
innings.
yeah, yeah. That I'll agree with. But yeah, look up the 80s and early 70s, late 70s and 80s series. India weren't as bad against Australia as they would have us believe right now. They weren't. They actually played pretty well. So that is one thing. Now let's come to, I think, the Bangladeshis, whatever you want to call them, and their cricket board of our cricket board doing a little extra things, their cricket board doing a lot of extra things, and a bunch of hullabaloo. Let's talk about Bangladesh potentially boycotting the World Cup. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. That's the only way forward for them. Scotland will be the replacement. I'm not saying I agree with everything that's gone on. Plenty of nonsensical things have happened. To a ham-fisted individual, this will seem like a great idea. It's not, but I don't know what. Let's just put it this way: there have been a lot of insanities committed over both sides of the past 2 years, I would say, because after Hasina's fall, let's just say the incendiary stuff within the country from official channels, by the way, has gone on to an extreme level. Like, I know Nikhil might disagree to an extent, saying we have to be a large-hearted country in a sense, and yes, we should forgive certain things.
You know,
But some of
I
this stuff,
I am only on that, and I will stick to what I said when it first happened. When some kind of stupid outrage had compelled the dropping of Mustafizur by KKR was rubbish. That was absolutely rubbish. That should never have happened. By the way, I don't even know why KKR dropped it. I have no idea. I am 100% sure it was not a security reason. His security is very easy to guarantee in India, even during the
yeah,
IPL. There's no problem at all.
yeah,
They must have dropped him more. In my opinion, is they didn't want the marketing to go wrong,
yeah,
right? At a time at which they perhaps extrapolated and said, "Look, man, IPL is going to come up around March,
yeah,
April, and by then the anti-Hindu sentiment in Bangladesh would have created more incidents, and perhaps our
yeah,
marketing will go all right from there,
yeah,
right?"
yeah,
But fuck the Kanglu board for having used
yeah,
that as an excuse today. You're
yeah,
not unsafe, you're unwanted. That's the difference. Be crystal clear about this. Nobody
yeah,
wants you, nobody
yeah,
likes you, nobody
yeah,
values your cricketers, nobody picks up your cricketers for anything other than all these leagues that are supposed to be fixed matches. UAE leagues, Dubai leagues,
yeah.
that's where your cricketers go.
I,
They don't
I
even
have
get a position.
I've had the
They don't go to South
misfortune of
Africa,
seeing a
they
few
don't go to the
BPL
BPL.
matches.
Yeah, they don't go anywhere. Nobody gives a shit about your cricketers. You're 30 years in, all right,
Yeah,
and nobody gives a fuck about you.
Afghanistan having the Taliban in power have done
Far
more
superior.
progress than these.
Their players get picked in BBL and SA. Yeah?
Also, let us be very clear, the under 19 World Cup for Afghanistan is a bit of a misnomer. I'm pretty sure none of their cricketers are 19. They're closer to 90, but
No, no, it is. But I really, really find this appalling by the Bangladesh board. But I am 100% certain that this is an extension of foreign policy for
yeah,
Bangladesh. They are sitting in the lap of Pakistan, and this is therefore an extension of exactly that policy.
yeah,
And fine, if it is that way, it is that way. Good fucking riddance. Don't ever come to India. Don't. We will not come to you. And
yeah,
basically become an impoverished board over time. The hell with you.
yeah, yeah,
Nobody.
yeah,
Bangladesh must realize nobody's going to miss you in
yeah, yeah, yeah.
anything, in any field of human endeavor. You are not going to be missed.
Consider this, they're trying to already go back on certain Bengali people who were integral for both India and Bangladesh. They have already gone back on Tagore, they've pulled down his statues, they've
Forget
gone.
all of that. Yeah, those are symbolic. The amount of chopping our own hand to favor them we have done is ridiculous over the years. And I will still say we will need to sustain this. We will need to bring them back. But on certain things, they just simply have to be told, get in line.
Yeah, yeah. Textile industry, our textile industry, we curtailed so much for them. Otherwise, they were done in the world economy. That to sustain them for at least 30 years.
Farakka Barrage, just read the Farakka Barrage, what all we gave away for Farakka Barrage.
Yeah. Not really all that surprising, but this is the problem, right? So they had the insanity to
This is
decide to
why I sent
boycott
you
the
that
World Cup.
book link. This is Muslim Brotherhood politics that's taking over Pakistan, taking over
Resend
Bangladesh.
it to me. Resend it to me.
It's okay.
I got lost.
I'll send it to Harish. He'll put it up during this conversation
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
edit.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It's it's called Seeds of Terror. One sec. I'll just show it to you. It's called Seeds of Hate. Bangladesh's extremist surge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is the stuff that Hasina had kept under wraps. They rewrite
Yes,
their history. They fail to acknowledge how much we did for them when they needed independence. They fail
yes,
to recognize they keep saying they were brave. Mukti Bahini was trained by us, created by us.
yes.
Mujibur Rahman was our agent, man.
Yeah.
Mujibur
And
Rahman was our agent.
he was actually a double agent because I'll tell you what happened. Once he heard Bangladesh was independent in 71, he was actually crying of sadness in prison. And you know why? He actually recorded this in his letters. He was crying because he had won the election and he would have had a chance to rule over West Pakistan also. He didn't get that chance. He was actually crying that he only got half the country instead of the whole country. He was trying to impose Bengali on the West Pakistanis. That was his grand plan. You should read stuff. It's insane. Mujibur was an interesting figure. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, uh, that is one. But the other part I was looking at is, you know, they wanted to shift matches to Sri Lanka. ICC said there are no security threats to Bangladesh in India, which there aren't. Let's be very clear. There are no security threats to any Bangladeshis in India. We have Bangladeshis everywhere in India at this point. And this was said by a Muslim general of the Indian Armed Forces 10 years ago. Check out Syed Data Hussain and he'll kind of point to the unfortunate, unmitigated, unregulated immigration of Bangladeshis into India. You can call it illegal if you wish, and most people will. I would too, but that's essentially what's happened, right? So that's another thing to discuss. That's another thing to put
No,
forth as well.
but let's have a bottom line on this. You have no security concerns.
Yes,
There
yes,
are no terror organizations about to hit you, do anything to you. That is not why Mustafizur was left out. Mustafizur was left out because eventually it's going to be a marketing issue for them. There is,
yes,
if anything, an acknowledgement that if you think you are unsafe here, it's because you've been targeting Hindus within your own country, within your own soil.
yes,
And
yes.
your little regent that's sitting over there with Donald Trump's hand up his ass like a puppet
Yeah,
keeps keeps saying things that are completely false on that ground,
yeah.
right? You are safe here to play. You're just not good enough to play. That's all it is.
That's also there. That's also there. Yes, 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 yes. So Scotland are probably going to come in now. That's the decision that's been taken by the ICC today. So
Good,
Scotland
good.
are,
Don't back off on this. The only party that backs off on this is them. Nobody else backs
yeah,
off on this.
By the way, the Bangladeshi players, even before all of this hullabaloo had happened, they had protesting for the resignation of the whole Bangladesh board because they were so corrupt, and the BPL had already fixed matches, and there were allegations of that also.
So
Like the
be crystal clear
insanity
about
is,
this. Whether it is the BPL or the Middle Eastern Premier Leagues
yeah,
or
yeah,
these teams, they are designed for fixing. There are 20 articles on this by very authoritative people. That is being done to sort of preserve the rest of cricket to a large degree. IPL, for example, has cleaned up its act. They say that that fixing problem is far reduced or disappeared from IPL and certainly
yeah,
out of international cricket in large part.
yeah.
But you want to, these leagues are designed for betting. They're set up for
Yeah.
betting.
Yes, 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 yes. Some of the balls that you should see bowled to some of the batsmen, you'll be amazed. Like the batsman isn't even trying to hit an obvious full toss, and this guy is not trying to get him out. It's like both have fixed the match in different ways. He wants to get out, this guy wants to get him to hit a six. It's insane.
Terrible, terrible.
So that is one. Other than that, there are other. Okay, let's come to football. I think we are done with cricket for now.
Sima, you mind if we do football tomorrow?
Or 15 minutes if you want.
No, no, it's
We
a
can
good
finish.
length. 1 hour, 16 minutes. He'll be able to cut it down to 1 hour 5, 1 hour 10. It's a good length to have here for a podcast.
Sure, sure, sure. All right.
Right. And we've
Then if
covered good issues here. We've done it well as well. I think
yeah,
I generally have a very negative opinion of our podcast when I'm in it. I tend
yeah.
to like it after when I hear it back. But today I feel like we did well.
How did you
Uh,
like the 4 minuter? How did you like the four
I liked
minuter?
it. So what we'll do this, yeah, game by game. I'll also pop in. We'll do a 10-minute thing quickly and just describe the game, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
That we
And
can do.
some
10 minutes
important.
we can do after every game. There's no problem.
Yeah, yeah. And he can cut it down into a short for YouTube's sake and also into an Instagram reel and stuff like that. That's essentially
Yeah, and
what he
then we
can
can
do.
start sharing everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, now we have an Instagram handle. I know we are a little late to the game, despite me being a Gen Z millennial. I'm essentially kind of both. I'm 1998, so I'm both. So point is essentially you can follow us. I'll link in the I'll put all of the links in the channel description and everything. We are moving ahead as far as those are concerned. Please continue watching us, and we'll put out more and more short videos because they are going to drive up engagement, and we cannot do this on a very regular basis as it is. We're sorry for that, but real life is real life. We can't do much about it. Sorry about that. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram as well. Follow Nikhil on Instagram. I'll link him as well on Instagram. My personal Instagram is pointless. I will link the channel's Instagram account. So I have nothing to share on Instagram, or rather, best just follow us, follow the channel on Instagram, because our personal Instagrams are pointless for this. Completely pointless. So yeah.
No, no, we'll be retweeting, we'll be posting as well. So yeah, I don't mind followers on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. What can I
No,
say?
I personally don't like it for a very different reason. Anyway, you can cut this out, but some of my students started to try to follow me, and that became a big issue. That became a teacher-student issue. That became another problem. I can't allow that, so I don't want that. That's another problem. Anyway, all right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back very soon with another pod. Maybe tomorrow, maybe day after, and we'll be uploading more and more short videos. We'll be uploading another one after tomorrow's game as well, and we'll be doing a WPL podcast at some point as well. The WPL needs its attention. The WPL needs its attention. I'm glad I have to worry nothing about the WPL this season. RCB are doing well. Let them have fun. See you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.